So as I was mentioning, there's only about an inch of space right here, underneath here, between there. So you can't just add stone and then usually what you want to do is you want to reface it. So you reface around it. Problem is you've got these columns, these white columns, and you'll notice they're set on top of the bluestone. So the proper way to do this is you actually remove this encasing, which is the bottom piece here, the molding. You take out the molding, so that'd be a carpenter taking out the molding. Usually there's like a 4x4 holding the whole beam up, okay? And then you'd end up having to remove all the bluestone edging around the outside, and then putting in an edging, that's 12 inches. You'd probably put an edging in, a coping in 16 or 17 inches, because you need roughly 3 to 4 inches of space to add the stone on the outside. So there's a carpenter involved with this. It involves replacing all the stones along the edge with bigger, wider stones, which then allows you to put the stone veneer along the outside. All right, so it's a bigger project than what people would usually think. Got to put you in touch with the fence company. So same thing, fencing over here, and the idea would be to have the fence go this way and then connect this way, a gate. Then this whole area would be gravel, and it's roughly almost 6.5, 7 feet of space along this whole side of the house going down of gravel. You have to put filter fabric first and add gravel. And here we would be quoting just to add filter fabric and adding gravel on top of the existing gravel, but not taking out the gravel that's already here, okay? And then re-sloping this area and adding a catch basin in here. So that'd be something new, and re-sloping this area so when the water came off the patio, it couldn't run downhill, it'd have to go in the catch basin. And then there's obviously, drainage that goes all the way down to the driveway, okay? You got 3 variegated boxwood, like 18-inch tall. Those are in pretty good shape. 4 azalea, like 20-inch wide. 2 euonymus that you might be able to move. 2 yellow hosta. Another variegated hosta, and another yellow hosta. So it's 3 yellow hosta and a variegated hosta. I should probably have my guy come down here and dig test holes in this area just to make sure there's no rock or ledge in this area. So dig some test holes. And then also dig test holes. Dig around this cement, okay, and see how deep it is. Now, supposedly this is covering a well, so we got to also think that we still need the security of having concrete on top of it. But this is all one level grade, so, and the steps are already there. So we have to really think this one through. This might involve a little more work than we think. It might involve removing the concrete and then putting a new cap on top of the well. Putting a new cap on top of the well, so obviously it's not dangerous, no one can fall in it. All right, so that's something to think about. All right, power washing some of these stones back here. Someone's gonna be responsible for taking out the stumps. There's one over there and there's one over there. Okay, the stumps in the back, maybe you can just be cut lower to the ground with a chainsaw, so I think that's fine. There's one stump there that I would potentially try to remove too. So that one and that one, but that's gonna have to be done by hand pretty much. We could try to use an excavator to pull it down, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Okay, then some power washing of some of these stones, but again, that's kind of a variable preference item, so I'm going to allocate a certain amount of time to that. Okay, they want to extend the wall, so this is literally very rough built wall. Okay, you can see it's a bunch of small stones, not necessarily really puzzled piece together. But it looks like there's the stone. So the stone finishes here. So from here to there is 25 feet. So that's right here is where the ivy finishes. So there's already an existing 20 feet of wall that we're gonna say is in good condition. You might want to replace that too once you see it. So just something to point out. There's 20 feet here, and there's another 27 feet down to the fence. So that's something to think about. Okay. I'm gonna take my soil probe now I have in my car and check how decent the soil is up here around this area, just to make sure that when they backfilled it, they didn't put a lot of terrible soil. All right, so I'm gonna check that. These trees all have to come down, so that those two trees come down and all these come down through here. Grind the stumps. These two boxwood, you might transplant and then treat them because they're covered with insects now. They're 30 inches tall. You might find a home for them somewhere else. These are all junk. All the plants along this fence are all junk. Everything back here are junk. Keep the hydrangea. These are the white hydrangeas we talked about coming down. And actually, I think I'd put the gate on this side, not on that side, because there's a tree on that side. So I put the gate over here, coming through here. I know this is here. So we have to think about that. That's 1, 2, 16, 17 feet off the house is the one tank. So we got to think about that and how we're going to incorporate that within the design. Okay. The arborvitaes are going to finish roughly 15 feet off that back tree that we're going to keep, roughly 15 feet off, which is almost, call it 8 or 9 feet off the line of the hill. 15 feet off of that tree, we'll stop the arborvitaes and put in maybe more viburnum. And then here you got all these roots, so you might end up adding some topsoil in here. So you're covering the roots. So you might need 5 yards of topsoil in here just to cover the roots. And that's about it.